This is the student page of Biblionasium. So it's set up very similar to the teacher page. So first, when they log in, they'll get an honor badge if they agree to the honor code that comes up at the beginning, which is like be safe, be respectful, all of those things. Then they can pick an avatar if they want. So picking avatar just chooses what it looks like, background, etc. If they go to homepage, it's the same as the teacher page. There's different things they can save or things that are introduced to them for books. If they go into my books, that's where they're going to add in the books they are reading to their own bookshelf. So just like we did on the teacher page, we have want to read it, favorite books, finished books, I own it, and wish list. So these are a little bit different than the teacher one. So if I search a book, we'll say Hunger Games. Because I'm reading right now, I will add it to my shelf. And you want to always add the books you're reading to your bookshelf, so that way you can add them also to your reading log. So it has the same things. I can add it to my shelf. And then I am reading it. I want to read it. I have read it, or I own this book, are their choices. So now that will be in my books. So there it is on our shelf. If I scroll down and go to reading log, then I can add to my reading log, and I would choose a book from my shelf, so Hunger Games. So comment things to write about, things to think about, and then I would just save it. So as I'm going, I just received an award for my first book. We'll get to awards in a second. I can add in the page I'm on and how long I've been reading to my reading log, so it keeps track of what they're reading. You can also, so here's awards. So first I'm logging in, honor badge, and then there's remaining awards, kind of to keep the students going. You can go to suggested reading, which just gives students ideas of books they could read. So popular winter selection books, popular series, book prize winners, or fun books. If they click on them, it'll give them all the information they have. Now these aren't books necessarily that they could read if they're not in your classroom. So that's why you want to have students be able to see your classroom books as well. So if I go into my friends, this will automatically, their friends will be students from their class. So this class, I didn't have anybody else, so they won't have anybody. They could add in different friends, so if they're not in their class, they could add them this way. And then adults is just the teachers that have them on there. That's pretty much everything from Biblionasium besides recommended books, and this is one of the cool features where they can share them. So if I click on this book and I go to recommend it, now there'd be a bunch of other students here if there was more students in the class, but I can click who I want to recommend it to. I can add a note. So I think you'll enjoy this book is fun, this book made me think of you, any of those. And then when you send recommendation, that will alert that student or that teacher so they know, hey, like I should read this book, or this is a good book as well. If we go back into those books, that's another way you can log it besides going into the reading log. So that is the Biblionasium student version. Let me know if you have any questions.